Hey guys, so I started the video here, but this is back to finishing off the Echo SRM 225. The SRM 225 Echo, and what I did is I bought a carburetor off of eBay for about $12, 20 bucks at most. Replaced it. I got video on that as well. It's very generic, I apologize, but it really is just two bolts. Clean it off really well. Clean off the areas of the old weed eater well, and then put your brand new clean carburetor on there. One of the things that I did have to do was I started up with just gasoline initially, and part of the trick is adjusting your choke. I had to close it all the way, pull it about 6 or 7 times, extremely exhausting, so be prepared to pull this thing about 40 times literally. Slowly open the choke until I got the, what you're listening for, you hear when you pull the string, you just pull the string and then ram, ram, ram. Eventually start catching and you'll hear ram, papa, ram, papa, ram, papa. And once you start hearing that pop, pop, it's combustion. And so once you get that combustion, all you have to do now is adjust your choke to get the proper air and gas flow. Sometimes what will happen is if you pump this thing too many times, you'll fill the chamber with gas and the spark plug won't spark properly to allow combustion. So the biggest thing is pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it until you hear the ram, pop, pop, ram, pop, pop. And eventually you hear ram, pop, 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 ram, pop, 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 pop. Once you start hearing that, that's it. The thing's gonna start. Don't pump this. I don't even pump this. Just fill up the bulb, and that's it. It says about 6 or 7 times. You really just have to pump it twice, maybe. In fact, you know what? When you start it off, don't even pump it. Just pull it. You'll do yourself a great favor. Make sure that your switch is in the on position, and that your safety is depressed so that you can pull the trigger. If the safety is not depressed, then you can't pull the trigger. So depress the safety, pull the trigger, make sure your toggle switch is in the on position, not in the stop position. In this case, you have to move it up towards the head, So I've already adjusted my idle as well. When you let it go, the thing turns off. So I had to screw in a decent amount to make sure that it does stay on when I lay it down or let go of it for whatever reason. And then I'll have to kill it manually with the switch itself. So safety down, gas on. My choke is about 10% on. I have not pressed my bulb. This thing is full with gasoline and 2-cycle oil. You guys, I just pour a decent amount till the gas turns blue. It does really well. If you put too much oil, you can see a lot of smoke, and if you have a lot of smoke, that means you got way too much oil. You're gonna have to drop your gas tank, start all over. Put gasoline, start the thing. Once it starts, turn it back off pretty quick. Don't let it run for more than 30 seconds or so. And then go back and mix your 2-cycle oil in there. And just be cognizant about how much you put in there. Or you can just put it into a tank. I don't like doing that again because I don't know how long it's gonna be before I use that gas again, and eventually just turn into some nasty stuff that'll never work. So let's try to pull it and see if it'll start. So you see the idle's still a little low. Now keep in mind you don't really want to adjust the idle till the engine is hot. Once the engine is hot, then you can go ahead and adjust it. Of course I use my Milwaukee tools for almost everything. So I'm going to adjust the idle in just a little bit. And it's really just a matter of preference. Listen to the engine and you'll hear it idle at an RPM that'll stay on and suitable. Let's see if we can get it going again. Here we go. 1, 2, and that's the popping sound that I'm telling you that you need to listen to. Once you hear that, you know you're going to be good. So let's see. I put my idle down, close my choke a little bit to get more gasoline and less air, which may not be a great choice, but here we go. Open it up a little more. There it goes. You hear that? It's like it wants to, but it's not ready yet. Make sure my switch is on. Oh gosh, guys, it's very hard, very tiring. That's why I don't like this machine. It's really big, it's really heavy. The curve shaft weighs significantly less. It's very manageable. I'm 5'3", 149.5 pounds, and this morning I've lost about 5 or 6 pounds over the last week. Just doing really well by not eating a bunch of trash. But anyways, it's hard to keep this up. It's really hard to pull. So let's keep going. But the power is really good. I really like the power. It's very powerful. Gosh. Okay, I just closed the choke all the way. Let's see if it works. There we go. So you hear that, and it dies. Let's open it up a little bit. The trick is to adjust the choke just right, guys. And this old one, because it's just so beat up, I don't think there's a lot of compression in the cylinder. Air filter, you can see it doesn't even have an air filter on it, so I'm sure they ran it without an air filter. So the cylinder well's probably scratched the heck and needs new rings. That's it. Started this carburetor exchange about 45 minutes ago. Now it's done. You see you have to pull it several times. I was serious about pulling it 40 times. You know, do yourself a favor and just don't even press this bulb when you have a brand new carburetor on there. Just pull it. Adjust your choke so the choke is down. The choke is down and covers the hole here. And what that does is lets less air in there, allows more gas. But I feel like this is drowning it. Now this is really old. This was commercially used, so the cylinder well's probably scratched as heck. You could use a honing and use new rings. Anyways, that's a brand new carburetor off of eBay for this SRM 22.5. Spent about 15 bucks on it. That's all, guys. Take care. All the fun tools that I use.